Hi folks, got a few things to share with you today. We're going to have a look at quite a few little things, and we're going to have a go at cutting the Triumph Acclaim paintwork back. So a few other things to show you as well, so stick around and I'll see you in a minute. Right, well, I'm going to try and start some work on the paintwork of the Triumph Acclaim, but first of all, I've got a couple of little things to show you. This was sent to me from one of my subscribers, Nick Walton, and I don't know if you can see it. I don't know whether I've shown you this before. It's an old Corgi Major Midland Red Motorway Express coach. It's been painted with Tipex, and obviously it's in a right old state. It's got a few broken parts on it, like the pillars. One's missing there, one's missing at the back there, and also it's missing the tyres. The wheels are on there, but the tyres are there. I don't think the glass is cracked on it, so I won't know until I take it apart. There are a few marks down it, but I don't know until I take it apart. So I'll be restoring this very soon on Retrorestore. As you know, I've got a die-cast playlist as well, so if you are interested in that, do take a look at that when it's coming up very shortly. Now, I've actually ordered some parts for this. It's very tricky to get these parts. I know you find them a lot on eBay, but there are some people charging extortionate money for them on eBay. And I went straight to a main supplier in the UK. It's a website called modelsupplies.co.uk. That's model-supplies.co.uk. There's the link just below there, as you can probably see. I will leave a link in the description below. And I actually spoke to Steve Flowers. Steve Flowers owns the website and the business, obviously. And I was having a little chat with him, and he's supplied all what I wanted for this, including the little tiny transfers. Now, I've got the facility to print water slide transfers, as you know, but I have struggled with very, very small stuff. And I don't know whether you can see there, they are absolutely tiny, these little ones here. So I've got them, and they're pretty reasonable as well. I think it was about £1.5 for something like that, and they are already sized up and cut to size for that, so that's going to be going for that. And while I was there was a few other little vehicles I wanted to sort out as well. You may remember the old police Transit, Mark II Transit, that had a few bits missing on that. So again, just by asking, he knew exactly what it was, and he was able to actually supply me with the bits as well. So I've got them coming up as well. Also, you remember the Triumph Acclaim discs? I had trouble getting the little disc retaining screws out. I've now got some. I've got a bag there. One of my subscribers was lucky enough to find the link on eBay, and I've got a selection of them there now. I think there's 8 in that bag there. And instead of having a screw slot or a Phillips head on them, they've actually got an Allen key. So that's a big improvement. And I think these were from a Honda Accord, which is obviously virtually the same car. So I'm really happy with that. I haven't tried it yet. We've now got the chuck key. I hope this is the right one. I read out the number in my last video. It might have been on Butler's Empire channel, I'm not sure. And someone said, yes, that number refers to an S3 key. And I've ordered an S3 chuck key, so let's go and try it out quickly. So coming over here, will it go or won't it? Oh, it only fits. Oh God, look at that, look. Fantastic. That's the power of your subscriber base when you ask the question out there and they come back, and there you go. I've been struggling, as you know, to find a chuck key for this, and now I've got the right one. Happy days. That's made me really happy, and it was only £3.50. Right, let's move on. And we've also got a sticker. Well, I say we've got a sticker. I had to go and pick it up, and this is from Scrap It Man. Scrap It Man's YouTube channel. He sent me this. Well, he didn't send me it. I picked it up. And it's Gary, my son Gary. He's now doing little videos now. So do check him out and have a sub. I'll leave a link in the description below the video as well. And he basically, at the moment, he's self-isolating, as you know, and he's taking stuff apart at the moment. But he hopes to go out and he hopes to go out and do some scrapping videos where he's taking stuff apart and trying to get the copper out of electric motors and stuff like that, you know. So do have a look. Scrap It Man. Let's put him on the Wall of Fame. And I've also got quite a few people up here now. We're building up a nice little wall here of popular YouTubers and not so popular YouTubers. We all go on the same wall, so I'm going to put him in the middle there, I think. We'll put him there. There we go. Scrap It Man. Lay it flat. So that's Gary, Scrap It Man. And we've also got a few more scrappers up there. We've got Dusty Blonde, We've also got Snobby Scrap Picker there. And who else have we got up there who does scrapping? Scrap It Man, obviously. And I thought we had more scrappers than that, but never mind. And as I say, yeah, if you want to stick her up on the Wall of Fame, just email me your address from my About page on my channel on YouTube. Just send me an email and give us your address and obviously your sticker. Pick one in the post and we'll feature your channel on here as well. So do check Scrap It Man out. As some of the others there, all people who watch my channel, and also I watch a few of their videos as well. So that's that sorted out. So, okay, coming back over here now. As you know, I done a Triumph Acclaim video where we done the steering and suspension on the front side of the one side of the Triumph Acclaim, and I've now taken the other lot off. This is this lot here. As you can see, it's already been powder coated, stripped down and powder coated. I've got to put this back together now for tomorrow's retro hacks video because I'm doing this on that channel. And as you can see, just like the other side, this has all been powder coated now, cleaned off and powder coated. These was absolutely really rusty, and this one I tried blowing this out with the airline like I normally do by putting the airline on the back of the piston like that, and even the airline with sort of 90 pounds worth of pressure couldn't push that out. I had to hit it with a hammer through there with a drift to drift the piston out. So there's the old cover there for the brake disc cover, so that's okay now. That was all bent and buckled up. We've straightened that out as well. And also there's the suspension there, so this is all ready to go back together. As you know, I've got the new parts. And looking at the state of the piston there, look at the state of that piston on this one. I had to really knock this one to get this one out, and there's no way I could have used that again anyway. So lucky enough, these spares are still readily available, and that's what I've got to go in. I've also managed to get my jaw vice, soft vice grips for my vice now, so I'm happy with that. These are Draper ones. They got little magnets on the back of them, so you put them on and they just sort of hold on there without falling off. So that's handy. I'm really pleased I got them now. I've been after them for a long time. I think £8 I paid for them, and half of being organised is now I know where everything is. I've got tins of paints in the top drawer there, and also the second drawer down. Everything's put away there, all with the popular colours I normally use. This one is all my sandpapers. Now I'm looking for some 1500. I don't know whether I've got any. I don't think I have actually. I did have many moons ago, but oh, I don't know, what's this? No, that's about 800, isn't it? 800. Yeah, that's 800. I can't use that. I'm going to cut the Triumph paint back, as you know, and oh, I did think that I had some. I've normally got everything, but let's just have a little look here. I don't think I've got any. I've got these 2000. I might have to use one of these to cut the paint back. It's is it Abranet 2000 sanding disc. That might do the job actually, so I might try that. All right, so I'm going to try one of these with some soapy water just to cut that surface back, and hopefully that'll do the job. So let's go outside now. We just washed a bit of the Triumph Acclaim down, maybe on the roof or something, and we'll try and attack this with this 2000 grit to give a nice matte finish, and then I'll get the buffer out and we'll try and buff it up and see what the paintwork looks like. See you in a minute. Okay then, so I've got one of these mitt things that you put over your hand, and it's sort of fluffy. I've got a bowl of hot soapy water there, so I'm going to wipe the roof down, just give it a bit of a wipe down and see what we're left with paint wise. It's very dirty and dusty at the moment, as you know, and it's ingrained into that top soil, the top surface rather of paint. So let's get going. I'm going to put you on time lapse for that, and I'll see you in a minute.
I stand by you when you're falling, when the river is calling. I said I love you forever. We can make it together. What goes up must come down. There's lots of friendly faces all around, and nothing's ever lifting me higher than a touch of your sweet desire. Well, we're all built and right. We just have to hold on through the night.
That's a quick wipe over, literally. I've only done half of it, just that we can see a before and after, and the sort of state that it was in. I've got some, looks like tar on the bonnet there. I'll have to show you that. I think that might be undersill when I was doing the sort of Gravtex or whatever it's called. So I've got to get that off. I'll probably put some white spirit on that. Hopefully that will dissolve it. But looking from half of the bonnet to just the wash down to compare to what it was. As you can see, it's got rid of that grime, but although the bonnet's nice and smooth, when you come over to the roof, it's got a couple of scuffs on the door there, as you can see there. That's where people have obviously walked past it and scuffed the trolley, but I think that'll only cut out anyway. Can you see them there? There you go, look, you can see it now. So they'll cut out. There's a couple more there around the front wheel arch there. There's one there, for example, and also one there as well. But as I say, I'm not worried about them. But all in all, I think you'll agree that with a quick wipe over, I think it's vastly different than how it was. As you look, if you look at this side and the sort of condition that was in, look at that, look, terrible. But I've cleaned this off quite a while now ago, maybe last year, it might have even been the year before, but it just sits on there, this dust, and it does it no good at the end of the day, so it really needed a wipe down. But what we're going to try and do now, we're going to try and cut this surface back now with that 2000 disc I showed you. And what I've got is just literally this whole 2000 surface disc. I'm going to try that. I could do it dry, as you can see. Don't be frightened of this at the end of the day, because it's only 2000. It's only cutting the top surface of the lacquer off as well, as you can probably see there. So you can do this dry or you can do it wet. Either way will work. I'm going to use water anyway. I've just dipped that sponge in the water there, as you can probably see. And all I'm doing, you could do this with a DA. If I had a DA hose out here, I would probably do this with a DA. Otherwise, it can take forever to doing it like this. And all I'm looking for is this surface to go matte in finish. Can you see the milky white film that it's removing? Well, that's the top layer of the lacquer. And some people say go around in circles. Some people say go in straight lines. I've done both. And to be honest with you, it doesn't really make any difference whatsoever. A DA obviously goes round in circles. And what you can listen for, you can hear, you probably can't hear it. There's a difference between, can you hear that? That's rough when you first do it, and after you've sanded it for a while, the sound disappears. And what we're looking for is a uniform matte finish all over. Let me show you. I've just got a dry microfiber cloth here. Let's wipe that off. And you may be able to see, as it dries out in the sun, that there is, see the shine there? And this here is totally matte. And that now is ready for it to take a finish with the buffer. And I know I've got my wet fingers at the moment, but rubbing my hand over that, listen, nothing. Rubbing my hand over this, I hope you can hear the difference. Here you go. So that's now done. I've got to do that to the whole of the car, and I've done, well, that portion already. So it won't take long. You just got to do bit at a time, segment at a time, work your way along, and then the job's done. So I'll carry on doing this now. I don't think I will bother showing you that. You ain't got to see me sand. I've just shown you what to do there. And I'll see you when I've done this half of the roof. See you in a minute. Right, time to start doing a bit of polishing. So I've got a white mop, so to speak, and I've also got a waffle one, which is for finishing off really. So I'll use them in a minute. Let's show you the finish I've got on the roof. So as you can see now, it's matte, and you can't hear any noises when I rub my hand over it. It feels smooth to the touch, and there's no raspy noise like we had with the pre-sanded version. So I've done that half of the roof there now. So what we're going to do now is plug in me buffer. I've got that on speed number 2 at the moment. This is variable speed, by the way. You've got a little wheel on the back there which you can raise and lower the speed. I'm just going to sprinkle a little bit of water on here, not too much, and then we'll put the cutting compound on. I'll show you what I'm using. In this case, I'm using Evo 1. It is a fine finishing compound, and I'm only using that because that's what Jimmy's got. And he's used I normally use Farkler G3 cutting compound. They're all pretty much the same, I think, unless you're doing really show cars and stuff like that. So that's what we're going to do now. Let me just put that there for a minute. I'm going to get some water on there, and then we'll put a few dots of that on and we'll start polishing and see what we end up with. See you in a minute. Also, what I will do is also mask up the rubber trim as well. I forgot to mention that. Just along there, just to protect the rubber. There we go, and a bit down there. Again, we're just doing a little experiment here. I'm just showing you what it could hopefully look like. I'll keep away from this edge at the moment because I say if I rub on this, it could rub through the, that's only plastic you see, and that's plastic chrome, so to speak. So really, I will take that up and all, but I just want to show you the main body here and just show you exactly what it's going to go like. So here's my buffing tool, and I'm just going to get a bit of fresh water. Again, you don't want to have to overload this. Just a bit of water. You ain't got to go too mad with this whatsoever. Oh, see what I've done there, look. An eye in that case, and and again, just a few jobs on there like that. You ain't got to go too mad with this. And I like to rub it in first, just to make sure it doesn't spurt all over the place, and then off we go. That's a clean microfiber I've got on here. Yeah, we're getting there. So you probably can't see there, but the shine's starting to develop now. And as you can hear, all that scratchy what we had before is now gone. You can hear that, look. Hear that? Compared to that. And that's all it requires. Then it'll have a wax finish. And that'll be it. Trying to get a good angle where you can actually see the difference. I don't know if you can see that, can you? Yeah, I think you can. But it's getting there, as I say, a lot of work to do. And when you say it was like that, look. And we're now shining a bit. Right, before we do anything else, I just want to try and remove this mark here. Now, I've got some thinners here, and I've got to be very careful because thinners, obviously, as you know, eat through lacquer. So I'm just going to go easy with it. And let's see if it will come off with some thinners. Right, let's get you a bit nearer. Right, okay, so it should come off. Is it coming off? Yes, it is coming off. How about that? I'm not pushing hard, I'm just taking the surface of it off. Get a bit more. I don't want to let it soak on there, you see, because it will eat through the lacquer. But it's doing the job. Right, give me a minute. I'm going to carry on with this, in case you're frightened of looking at it. And I'll come back to you when it's done. This is well hard paint. If you've done this on fresh paint, obviously it will go straight through. But this isn't hot. This isn't new paint. This is years old. I nearly swore then. Right, let's wipe that off. Oh, that's great. And there is a little bit where I haven't polished the bonnet yet, so I'm going to have to do that because I'm here. You can hear the difference, can't you, with that rubbing on how rough it is. There we go. Was that a bit there as well? Yeah, there's a bit over here as well, look. I don't know how long that's been on there. That's been on there for years, I know that. But that'll all buff out anyway. Right, let's just take it off. There we go. Because this bonnet I didn't actually repaint, by the way. I just left this as it was. So there we go. That's that mark now gone. And can you see the difference in the roof there now? Look. Don't forget, it's not been buffed up at all, and I've only really gone over it once quickly, so I will go over that again with a waffle buffing pad. But we're getting there, as you can see. Listen. Smooth, that's what I like. I've gone all the way along there, and I've even gone down there. No noise, listen, compared to this. Happy days. So I was going to tidy out the interior now, but now I've got going on this, I think I might as well just carry on, get this roof done first of all. If I can get it all like that, I'll be happy, because that'll take a lovely polish then. And do one panel at a time, work our way around the car. So I've got a lot to do this week to try and get this up to standard. And then I'll work on the interior while I'm waiting for the suspension stuff to be put back on, which should be hopefully tomorrow. And yeah, there's only a few little things to do, and we're getting there now. So I hope you've seen some progress on the Triumph Acclaim now. And I'll see you in the next video. And don't forget to check out my Butler's Empire channel, and also my Retro Hacks channel for me installing this stuff and rebuilding this side, although you've seen it on the other side already. And hit that subscribe button and ring that little notification bell. That way you get notified every time I upload a video. Anyway, thanks very much. I'm going to carry on now. You've seen a bit of it now, so I'll see you in the next video. And until then, bye for now.